Chek, the plastic shaman. So when I did my level 4, Paul said that he was a medicine man. And on his profile on the Chek Institute website, I was just doing a little bit of investigation and see that he studied with these Navajo, what's it called? Indigenous Navajo band. And they've been into trouble. The guy that runs it, Philip something, he's been in trouble and he's got a criminal record. Because what happens, he had a student who was a woman and her child had cancer. And he said that natural healing would cure the cancer. The child nearly died and went and had chemotherapy that saved the child. And that qualification that Paul has got is not recognised again by any government official body. So it makes 100% sense to me now, because when he said, I'm going to do a healing on you, Scott, I said, oh, great, lay on the bed, take your belt off, got a rattle and just filled the room with sage and got a stone and banged it on my varicose veins. Now, we all know, massage therapy wise, you avoid varicose veins. So why would you bang it with a rock? So if you look at this company's website, you'll see it's absolute shit. And it's quite confusing what they're trying to sell. Does that make sense? And Paul had this little square medicine man. So then he's calling himself a shaman, but on the website, there's no shaman certificate at all. Now, the shamans do say you don't need a certificate to be a shaman. But I believe if you don't have a bit of paper, you can't get insurance. So if somebody dies under your care or something tragic happens, they won't cover you whatsoever. Does that make sense? And you're not covered. So lucky enough, when I studied with my shaman for 2 years and was put into the Alberto Villado lineage, she gave me a certificate which I sent to my insurance company, and they said, yes, because you've got a bit of paper to show that you're legally a shaman and what you do in your shamanic techniques, we will cover you. And I've still got that today. But Paul hasn't got anything like that. Then he studied with ACE. ACE is the most basic, shittest personal trainer qualification in the world. It's not that good. And we all know it if you're a PT and you're into qualifications. Then he's got his neuromuscular therapy, which is another not recognised organisation, but I've seen their stuff. It is really, really good. And I think that's where he put everything together and plagiarised it as well. And then on top of that, he's got an holistic health qualification, but there's no certification of that, of who it's with. Does it make sense? Like he's got the Chek holistic lifestyle coaching, so he's done that qualification or he's named it himself. Okay, and then he was in about 5 publications where they printed what he was saying, but it works out only 1 or 2 every 6 years. So it's not been like 4 a year, 5 a year, whatever. And then all the speaking he's done has all been at Fit Pro and different organisations, not maybe American Fit Pro and all that type of stuff around America. So he's not known on the medical circuit. He's only known on the fitness circuit. And we all know how much bullshit is in fitness and how much people argue about this exercise is right, that exercise is right, no, this one's right, no, this one's right. And this is why I love Alberto Villado's stuff. It's because he set a massive standard. You can only get your masters off of Alberto Villado if you pay 10 grand, okay? Which is a bit of a cash grab again, because you're supposed to be, you know, helping people to become shamans and not making money out of it. But it's so in-depth and so deep that I would recommend it to anybody. And when you see the courses and how they're set up, They're so professional and so well done, especially if you study something online. Like I done one course online and it took me over a week to study, so it's about 5 days. But it was absolutely brilliant. Hands-on skills straight away. I used it straight away and got an instant result. And I think one reason why I got the instant result, because I'm already a shaman. Before I started the Chek stuff, and when I was meeting other faculty members like Susie Neville, Janet Alexander, and others, already could feel that I was in that woo-woo way, all that woo-woo mindset. But it wasn't until I done level 4 that I really went for it, and been going for it ever since. I'm going to do a ceremony tonight and work on my own self and let spirit do the work. As in, I relax, but I open up sacred space, do some smudging, do some Plato Santo and some other bits and pieces. But no medication, no drugs whatsoever, totally natural. And I get a massive link into it. So this guy who Paul got his certificate from to call himself a medicine man, he's been in trouble with the American police and the different organizations of Native American people. They don't even advocate him. They frown upon him. They hate him. They don't like him. So it's like studying with Boris Johnson, you know, that had all the info in his phone during COVID, and then all of a sudden it disappears. But because he's an MP and because he was the Prime Minister, he gets away with it. But if me and you did it, we'd be in prison. They'd open the phone and find all the details. Does that make sense? Why would you study with a criminal organisation that's got criminal things against them? I would never fucking do that. As soon as I see that, I'm off. See you later, mate. I ain't going to study with them. No way. So, for the amount of stuff he's put out there, it's been amazing. But his own qualifications has not been very good, in my opinion. And with what he did with me was total garbage, really, for the £3,000 I paid. I would have thought I would have got a lot more for my money, if that makes sense. But I was a cash cow. And I was in the cult. But as soon as I said my honest opinion, I was kicked out of the cult. Which makes me laugh. Got to have some water. So it's really important. Always check qualifications. And don't see a plastic shaman. So I realised there was a picture of him with a Vogel crystal, just holding it in his hand and looking like that. Now, a Vogel crystal, you use that to pull entities out of the body. And there's a certain procedure that you need to do to use it. I was like, why is he doing that? It just looks shit. So, and then he said screaming entities out of the body, that's completely wrong. When he was with me, or done the treatment of me, no opening of sacred space, no calling spirits in, nothing like that at all. So, I would agree he's a plastic shaman. He's not the real deal. He's not the real deal. But him saying to you, concentrate on your love chakra, push green out in front of you, feel that, do your breathing. But one thing I must say, speaking to my soul really, really does work. But he obviously doesn't believe in speaking to the soul, because when his soul told him, don't sell the courses, give them away for free, what did he do? Charging nearly £30,000 to get to level 5 or to level 4. So, massive hypocrite, in my belief. He's the king of hypocrites and says so much lies. In which to get in your head, get in your wallet, get in your head, get in your wallet, get in your head, get in your wallet, get in your head, get in your wallet. And that's what it's all about. And like I said in the video earlier, it's all about the money. It's not about healing you. And remember, the strongest effect in the body is the placebo effect. So you could take, if you went to a nightclub and you saw a dealer before you went in the nightclub, and the dealer said these pills are absolutely amazing and they'll get you off your tits and they were chalk pills or sugar pills, because he's already beefed it up, it's amazing, it's the best pill on the planet, you would go into the nightclub and get off your tits. Actually, a massive high, because of the music and because of what he said and because of the placebo effect. And that's the same with that necklace that they're all buying for $200 that Angie's making millions out of. It's because it's the placebo effect. Does that make sense? But with me, when clients come to see me, there's no placebo effect, because I'm showing the proof and the evidence. Does that make sense? And because I'm a shaman, I'm the real deal. I do the real thing. I don't need plant medicine to help people. And you don't need it. And the shamans say that. You only use it when in real traumatic cases. And another guy said that I read about, he said that when you do too many plant medicines, you get, on your deathbed, you get a lot of euphoric effect before you die. So if you've been doing all this plant medicine, it's dumbing that. So when you die, your death is even worse. Much worse. Because you're not having your natural levels coming up, because you've dulled the natural levels. Who was it who said it? I'll find out and I'll do another video on it. But it's really important to understand, you can go by reputation and you can go by what everybody else says. Does that make sense? But what you've got to think about, he's been talking to thousands and thousands of people in fitness conventions, and because he's smart and an excellent speaker, a brilliant speaker, a bit like Adolf Hitler. Adolf Hitler was a brilliant speaker, get into a sweat and rage, and that's how he got the Germans converted, as well as killing lots of Germans and lots of Jewish people. So you've got to think about that as well. And when he said, you've just got to convince people, say the same thing, say the same thing, say the same thing, and then eventually everybody believes you, even if it's a complete lie. That's why I don't believe he's a clairvoyant. That's why I don't believe that he's a remote viewer. And I certainly don't believe he's a good shaman. I would not go to him if I had an entity to get it pulled out, because he doesn't know how to do it, or he's not shown in videos or whatever how you would do it. Does that make sense? Yes, he can read artwork, but you can be trained to do that. The same with, I've been studying how to read fire. And what I mean by that is when you're a shaman from the Quero, from South America, tribe, you use different things for ceremony to bless the spirits, okay? So one of the things you do is that you get a candle and you get a bay leaf. You get the bay leaf, you hold it in your right hand, you put your hand on your heart, and you blow into the bay leaf, which represents the cocaine leaf, the coca leaf in Peru. And you blow into that your intention. And as you blow into your intention that you've got, that goes into spirit world when you put it into the fire. And when you put it into the fire and it goes out completely, the spirits are totally angry and disappointed with you. But if it burns really high and full, they're totally happy with you. Does that make sense? So in other religions, they might go, like down the Thames near where I am, they go and Gashna and all these Indian things they throw in the Thames as a blessing to give something back to spirit. And in the shaman world, you can do that with a bay leaf. Oh, and the other thing that you can do with the Alberto Valado system, once you've opened up all sacred space, called spirit in and all that, then you can get a toothpick, a wooden toothpick, or a tiny little bit of wood, and you can blow your intention into that. Or the other thing that you can do is that you can get a piece of paper and write down all your intentions, all the people you want to forgive, or the people that have hurt you, or the intention that you want to get out of that session. And then you can burn that in the flame, and that puts it into spirit world. again. Does that make sense? So tonight I found out that his medicine man qualification he has got from an Indian that's a fake Indian that all the Indians hate, and they don't recognise anything that he does. So Paul's got a totally unrecognised qualification that he gives to all his fucking students. Ironic that, really, isn't it? Yeah, so that's it really. Have a look at it yourself. Go onto the Chek Institute website, read his portfolio, and you'll see what I see. But and yet, he's getting everyone to go to this level 5 status, and then you call yourself a shaman. But you still haven't learned what Alberto Villoldo gets you to do on a 1,000% deeper level, but it's £10,000. Or you do it in modules, so it's a bit cheaper, or they do different payment schemes and stuff like that. But if you really want to really connect to spirit, that when I'm doing my healing, I open up sacred space, the 4 directions, then I get the client ready, and then I just wait a minute, and then I feel it come into me. Then I know in my logical mind what I'm going to do, but it takes over. It's really weird. It's a really weird feeling. But after it, I get such a great feeling from it, and the feedback from the client is always good. I've never had clients go, oh, it's a waste of money, or that's bullshit, I didn't believe in that. I've never had anything like that since using the Alberto Villoldo system. And I use lots of different stones, special rocks, and I use my chompy stones that I love. A full set of chompy stones is about £2,000 to £3,000 because they're made from the Himalayan mountains. The Peruvians go up there, the shamans, and they chip away at the rock, and it's a certain rock, and they do certain ceremonies on it, and they bless it and do lots of stuff with it. As well as you use meteorite rocks as well for meteorites that are really, really powerful. When I got my first one, I was like, yeah, all right, really, really powerful. What a load of fucking bullshit. Put it in my hand, and my hand was going pulsating. It's really crazy stuff. So don't forget, Paul's a plastic shaman, and don't forget the family is bullshit, and don't forget Chek Connect will not get you any clients, but Gavin will get lots of clients while you get nothing. Thanks very much for listening. Please have a great evening. The weather's been fantastic. Get in there, get some sun, get your body out. Remember, you never leave a Porsche in the garage.